The printed photo was taped to the wall just outside the Year 12 corridor. Someone had done it early, before most students arrived, so that by the time Adaeze walked through the main entrance on Wednesday morning, nearly half the school had already seen it and was talking about it. A printed copy of the jollof rice photograph, enlarged, the words "Health Hazard" written underneath in thick red marker, and below that, in smaller writing, "Donated by our International Scholarship Program." Students were gathered around it laughing when Adaeze turned the corner. She stopped walking. She looked at the photo. She looked at the students laughing. She looked at the words. Then she walked forward, reached up with both hands and tore it off the wall in one clean pull. She folded it twice and dropped it in the bin without a word. The laughter got louder. "Oh," someone said, "she is angry." "Careful," another voice said, mocking a Nigerian accent. "Do not upset her or she will cook you something dangerous." More laughter, more voices joining. Adaeze kept walking. She turned into the main corridor and walked straight into Cassie's group. 5 of them spread across the full width of the hallway, blocking the path completely. Cassie at the front, arms folded, smiling the smile that Adaeze had come to recognize as the most dangerous version of her. "Good morning," Cassie said, pleasantly. "Sleep well?" Adaeze said nothing. She tried to walk around the group. Cassie stepped sideways to block her. "Excuse me," she said. "I said move." The corridor had gone silent. 20, 30 students had stopped to watch. Nobody stepped in. Nobody said a word. They just watched the way people watch when they are grateful it is happening to someone else and not to them. Cassie tilted her head. "You know what your problem is. You came into this school acting like you are something special, like that little scholarship makes you equal to everyone here." She stepped closer. "It does not. You are here because someone felt sorry for you. And the moment they stop feeling sorry for you, you are gone." Adaeze looked at her directly. "Are you finished?" Something flashed across Cassie's face. Annoyance. She nodded to her friend Phoebe. Phoebe reached out and grabbed the strap of Adaze's bag and pulled hard. The bag flew off Adaze's shoulder and hit the corridor floor. Books scattered. Her pencil case split open. Her water bottle rolled all the way to the wall. Adaeze turned slowly and looked at her things on the floor. The corridor was completely silent now. She crouched down and reached for her textbook. "Leave it," Cassie said coldly. "Maybe that is where it belongs, on the floor." And then a voice came from the end of the corridor. Not loud, not aggressive, completely controlled, but it cut through the silence like something sharp. "Pick it up." Everyone turned. Oliver Ashworth was standing 15 feet away. He was not rushing. He was not performing. He was just standing there with his eyes fixed on Phoebe, and his voice carrying the particular weight of someone who does not need to raise it to be heard. "Pick it up," he said again. "Now." Nobody moved for 3 full seconds. Then Phoebe bent down slowly and picked up the bag. She held it out without looking at anyone. Oliver walked forward through the crowd. Students moved out of his way automatically. He walked past Cassie without looking at her. He crouched beside Adaeze and helped gather the remaining books from the floor. He stacked them neatly and placed them back in her bag. He stood up and looked at her. "You all right?" "Yes," she said. He nodded once. Then he looked at the crowd of watching students. "Go to class," he said. They went. Cassie was the last to leave. She looked at Oliver with an expression Adaeze had never seen on her face before. Not anger exactly, something closer to calculation, like someone updating their understanding of how far a person was willing to go. She left without a word. Adaeze and Oliver stood alone in the corridor. "You did not have to do that," Adaeze said. "Yes, I did," he said simply. She looked at him. "They are going to make it worse now, you know that." "Probably," he said, "but not today." He looked at her for a moment. That direct, focused look she was beginning to understand was just how he was. He saw things. He looked at them until he understood them. I need to tell you something. Not here. Library. After school. Today. He walked away before she could respond. Adaeze stood in the empty corridor with her bag on her shoulder and her heart still hammering, and something new in her chest that she did not have a name for yet. She was in the library at 3:15 exactly. Oliver arrived at 3:20. He sat across from her. He placed a folded note on the table. She opened it. It was a name, a phone number, and 3 lines of explanation that made Adaeze's eyes go still. She read it twice. She looked up at him. "How long have you known?" he said. "Since the day it was posted. And you did not say anything." "I was waiting until I had everything. Now I do." Adaeze looked back at the note. She thought about the anonymous account, the printed photo on the wall, the bag thrown across the corridor while 30 students watched and did nothing. She looked up at Oliver. "What do we do with this?" Oliver leaned forward slightly. "That depends," he said quietly, "on how far you want to go." In part 4, Adaeze and Oliver make a decision that sets everything in motion, and Cassie finds out they are working together, and she does something in front of the entire school that nobody will forget. Part 4 is coming soon.